Today, I have one of my favorite vans of all time. This is a 1996 limited edition Mitsubishi Delica Starwagon. I bought this one from an island called Shikoku, a place renowned for its beautiful mountains and rivers. Next stop though is the US, and I just hope whoever buys this vehicle treats it well because this one is in fantastic condition. The Delica began sales in 1968 and is still being manufactured today. The car was made to deliver you and your luggage from point A to point B, regardless of how harsh the road conditions may be. Thus, the naming delivery plus car equals Delica. This is a third generation Delica. In Japan, it's known as the Starwagon, and you may know it as the L300. Due to its off-road capabilities and unique styling, this car has been a hit in the US and Canada. In fact, I've exported 8 of these this year alone. I just love the styling of the Starwagon. The shape is fantastic and everything is well designed. In the front, you have this massive grille guard, and I like how it extends to the undercarriage. Coming back here, you have these steps, mud flaps, and the running board is a nice touch as well. I also like how these rims somehow manage to be both funky and tough looking at the same time. Coming to the back, you have the rear guard bar and the spare tire underneath. You have the Delica font right here. I like how it's spaced out and just well balanced. You have these stickers as well, which are a cool touch. And overall, I think it's very representative of the car in general in that simple, attractive, and functional all at the same time. This is the standard roof version of the Starwagon, and it's about 6.5 feet tall. There's actually a high roof version, which is 5 inches taller than that. Despite its height, however, this car is only 15 feet long and 5.5 feet wide. It's shorter and slimmer than the Prius. Underneath the passenger seat is Mitsubishi's 4D56 engine. It's a straightforward 2.5 liter diesel with about 85 horsepower. These components require regular maintenance, but the engine itself is known to last hundreds of thousands of miles. Jumping inside, I love the interior. Everything is just well laid out and matching. This one is missing the stereo, which will get fitted in the US. And it's also unfortunately missing the altimeter, which should be here. It costs about $500–600, so I don't think I'll be getting that before I ship it out. Starting with the center console, I like this wood trim. You can open this up and have a lot of space for your belongings. You have these cup holders. I've seen these a lot in other Starwagons, so I imagine it was an aftermarket accessory. Everything here feels rugged and tough. I just love the gear shift selector. It's all militaristic and in your face. You have the 4-wheel drive lever here as well. Everything else just simple and neatly laid out. Jumping into the second row, I like this grab handle for easy entry-exit access. This middle seat is a little tight, but you come over to the end and it's a little more comfortable. You do have these air conditioning controls here, which is very convenient. You have all these AC vents to keep you warm or cold. You have the drawer here, which is nice for putting in your belongings. And you can actually recline this seat, although you cannot move it forward or backwards. To get into the third row, you put this seat forward and you flip it up. And once you're back here, it's actually more comfortable here than in the second row because you can move this row forward and backwards. You can also recline it for extra comfort. I'll just chill here for a while. If you take the headrests off and recline the second and third rows, you could get a flat bed. A bit lumpy, but I could definitely spend a couple nights here. In terms of trunk space, it's fairly standard affair for vans from this era. What you can do is you can actually recline these forward and pull this up for additional space. 3 things I love about this car. Number 1, in normal Starwagons, this trim is white and these fog lights are circular. But because this is the limited edition, you have rectangular fog lights and the silver metallic trim. This Moonlight blue paint is original as well. Number 2, I love the artwork on the driver's manual. It's so classic Japan anime and shows you the attention to detail. Number 3, want to face backwards? Just do this. What's more, you can flip the headrest around like this. I have plenty more retro van videos coming up soon. To keep up to date, please subscribe. Now let's go for a drive. Driving the Delica Starwagon. So I've now had the opportunity to drive the Delica truck, which was the 2nd generation, and the Delica Space Gear, which is the 4th generation. In terms of just being inside the car, the seating position and whatnot, I think this one makes you feel the most special because you're sitting high up, and I think it has to do with the steering wheel angle. It feels just a little more something, you know, that Starwagon feeling that you don't get in the other cars. For acceleration, it has just enough power in my opinion. It's not fast by any means, and you could tell there's a noticeable drop-off from the L400 Space Gear. But the Starwagon, it holds its own. You're not going to be really struggling up hills like you might in some of the older cars. I had the chance to drive this on the freeway, or excuse me, the highway, nothing's free in Japan, the other day, and it likes to sit around that 55 to 65 miles per hour range. You really don't want to push it any higher than that. One other thing you have to be careful of is if you do get this fitted with a camper, campers can weigh a lot, and if you're not careful with the weight, you're going to be tending to accelerate more, kind of floor it and push this car to the limit. And camper or not, once you start doing that and you drive it erratically, that's exactly how you ruin this car. Another reason why this Starwagon puts a smile on your face and it's the cult following is because you have these huge windows and mirrors. And I think that's a huge reason why this has built this cult following, along with the exterior design. Handling is what you expect. This handle, the steering wheel, is a little heavier, it feels like, than the standard one. But on curvy roads, you might get a little bit tired, but I think it's more about this entire experience, about having the steering wheel angled towards you, that makes the handling a little fun and special. In terms of suspension, dare I say it does feel smoother than the Space Gear. It could be because the Space Gear that I drove had the all-terrain tires on it. But this feels very smooth actually. I think this is one of the most comfortable wagons of this era that I've driven, if not the most. What are my final thoughts on this Starwagon? If you mistreat it, it's going to have reliability issues. But if you love what you see and you could take care of it, just go get one. They're absolutely amazing, but they're almost gone. I'm going to say goodbye to the Starwagon with the slogan, みんなで愛されるワゴン車でありたい. Safe travels, my love.